Fitness vlogger here, and today, we're gonna have a serious discussion. I'm recording this on the day, on the Trans Day of Visibility, which for you is yesterday. So, alright. I cannot actually go to any vigils, I cannot go to any events, or anything like that, and that makes me sad, and it makes me upset, and I don't even want to count how high the number is of trans people, mostly trans people of color, who have lost their lives due to trans misogyny, transphobia, and racism, and straight up misogyny. But that's not the point. It is the point, but it's not. Because for me, I don't want to have a Trans Day of Remembrance. I don't want to have a Trans Day of Remembrance. I want there to be so few names on that list that each person gets a freaking day of their own. And I know that's not going to happen. Not for a long, long while. And I don't want today to be the only day we ever talk about the violence against trans women of color and trans people and people of trans experience. I don't want today to be the only day we ever mention Sandra Bland, not Sandra Bland, that's a whole different issue, that's not really... I don't want today to be the only day that we remember, oh, Leela Alcorn was a person, or this woman, or this trans guy, they existed and then they were killed either by suicide or stabbing or sexual assault or drowning or any of that. I don't want today to be the only day that we have that. It pisses me off. And it makes me so angry and so upset that we have one day. One fucking day. To mourn our losses. Our large number of losses in our community. It pisses me off and it makes me so upset. And then not only do we have our one day to light our candles and go to vigils. We have one day to do that, and yet we still have people who are like, oh, these fuckers want a day to have visibility? Well, excuse me, but when we need a day of remembrance as well, you can give us a whole fucking day of visibility. Or you can give us a fucking month where we are free to go to our fucking events so that we can feel safe around people like us. It makes me so angry, and I don't want to turn this into a rant video, but that's what this is gonna be. I get so angry. Because in a good world, we would not need a Trans Day of Remembrance. We would not need to have special laws saying, oh, women should be paid the same amount as men. We should not be discriminating based on sexual orientation or gender identity. We should not have to say any of this shit. We should not have to say, hey, let's kill less people next year. Something I literally have to say on my Facebook. Let's do this better, team. This isn't a football game. This isn't a football game, and next game you lose less points or whatever. This isn't a football game, this isn't a fucking basketball game where the goal is, oh, yeah, we lost like 5 players to injuries. We're gonna try to lessen that. No, it should be down to 0! In an ideal world, we would not have to explicitly say things like Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, oh, or, heaven forbid, let's honor the dead in the trans community. And I'm coming at it from such a weird angle because I am a trans person. I am a person of trans experience. I am someone who doesn't exactly fit the masculine mold that people think I should. But even I know, I come from, as a white trans guy, I am in a privileged position. I am in a privileged position to be able to say more without getting compromised less. You know what I mean? I am in a privileged position to be able to say more and be safer. Because if this were a trans woman of color talking to you right now, they would be more likely to be written off as angry and a special snowflake. And it makes me so upset that I don't want to speak over. I do not want to speak over the people of color and the people of feminine trans experience. I don't want to speak over them because they are the people who are suffering the most in this. And I am sorry to any of my brothers or sisters who are out there mourning the dead, going to vigils, lighting candles, and then looking at the list of names and ways they were killed and how old they were and looking at their pictures. I am sorry that you have to do that. I have a candle lit in my room, and I watched it burn. As I read for myself, verbally, I pulled up a site that had all the list of global trans deaths that were just recognized via, proper pronouns. Because not all of them were even documented correctly. Because we know with the transphobia in the world, not every trans person is going to be documented with the right pronouns and the right name. And they're not going to be acknowledged because some people refuse to acknowledge that they are a person of trans experience. I don't want to make this angry. I don't. I want to give out my love and support to any of the families who lost someone due to violence or suicide because of transphobia, transmisogyny, misogyny, and racism. And I am so, so sorry that you have had to watch this election cover up the death, what happened to your children, to your brothers and sisters, to your parents. I'm sorry. So, I'm gonna end it off here.